So if you're working in SAP billing, you have definitely seen these two terms pop up, accepting an item and reversing a document. They sound kind of similar and yeah, they are related, but picking the wrong one, that can cause some major headaches. So today, we're going to break it all down, what they do, when you should use them, and the one critical difference that you absolutely have to know.
All right, let's just dive right in with a scenario that I guarantee happens all the time. It's really the perfect way to get our heads around why these functions even exist in the first place.
And there it is, the classic case, right? You've sent out a bill, but the customer comes back with a totally valid complaint. Something was broken, the service wasn't what they paid for. The point is, the invoice is wrong. You've got to fix it in the system, but what's the right move? This is exactly where our two players, exception and reversal, enter the scene.
Okay, so the first tool in our toolbox, and often the first thing that happens when an item has an issue, is putting it into an exception status. The best way to think about this, it's like hitting the pause button on that one specific item.
So here's the key takeaway. Accepting an item is like being on an assembly line and spotting a faulty part. You pull it off the line so it doesn't get put into the final product. As you can see here, it's totally excluded from any more processing. It's still in the system, sure, but it's been walled off so it can't accidentally end up on another incorrect invoice.
And this is where you really see the flexibility of the exception status. I like to think of it as a temporary holding pen. You can pull the item aside, take a look at it, figure out what's wrong, and this is the most important part, you can usually restore it to be billed correctly later on. It's all about review and correction, not permanent deletion.
Okay, so we've talked about the pause button. Now let's get into the other, much more powerful action, a reversal. This isn't just a pause. This is a full, formal undo for a document that's already been finalized and sent out the door.
Now, this diagram might look a little complicated, but it's showing something really simple. A reversal is a huge deal. You're not just hitting delete on a record. No way. The system kicks off a whole chain reaction, creating new, offsetting documents to create a perfect, auditable paper trail that completely cancels out the original. It is a serious accounting procedure.
And here it is. This is the key link between our two concepts. When you reverse a billing document that's already been posted, what do you think happens to all the items that were on it? They don't just vanish into thin air. The system is smart. It automatically flips their status to billable but accepted. So the act of reversal is what causes those original items to become accepted, putting them right back in that holding pen for you to deal with.
Okay, time for the main event. Let's put these two side by side. When you see them in a direct comparison like this, the different jobs they do become crystal clear.
This chart really tells the whole story, doesn't it? You use an exception to temporarily hold an item before it ever gets billed or after a reversal has put it back in your court. You use a reversal, on the other hand, to formally cancel a document after it's already been posted. One is a temporary pause, the other is a formal cancellation.
But look, if you only remember one thing from all this, please make it this next point. The single biggest, most important difference comes down to one simple question. Can you undo it?
And this screenshot is all the proof you need, pulled right from the system's configuration. Just look at that exception type field. An admin can literally set up a reversal reason that makes it impossible to restore the item. It becomes a one-way street, no going back.
And the system options confirm it. Depending on how your company has everything configured, choosing a specific reversal reason can be a permanent, irreversible move. That item cannot be brought back to its previous state. The accept option, though, that's built for flexibility. It's designed specifically to let you edit the item and then restore it so it can be processed again, correctly this time. And that right there is why this distinction is so incredibly important. Choosing reversal because you think it's the same as accept could mean you permanently lock that data away, when all you really wanted to do was make a simple fix. So understanding your specific system settings is absolutely crucial for keeping your financial data clean and correct.
So the next time you're staring down one of those contested invoices, just ask yourself this. Do I need to pause this for a quick correction, or do I need to perform a formal and maybe permanent cancellation? Knowing the answer and knowing how your system is set up is going to make sure you always choose the right tool for the job.